Good morning, everyone. My name is Donna Brown, and I'm an Access Consciousness Facilitator, Bars Facelift Foundation. And today, something very interesting came up for me. So I'm talking about where are you plasticizing your life? And some of you may not know what that means because I didn't know what that meant. It was so interesting. I went to a body class and someone ran a body process on me, and it was about plastinization, which is an interesting word, and Access sometimes creates words from other words. And when I was running the body process, it wasn't like the facelift with this kind and generative and, ooh, I feel so good and shiny afterwards. Literally, when we were running that process, I was having like little glitchies. It hurt. My knee hurt. My toe hurt. My butt hurt. My back of my head hurt, weird places. A muscle started spasming in a place I didn't even know I had a muscle. And afterwards, I told the person that ran the process on me, and this is so cute, and I have to laugh. I told the person that ran the process on me, how much plastic have I eaten in my life? How have I gotten plastic in my diet, in my body? I was thinking, oh my God, I microwaved things and it was in plastic, and now all that plastic is coming out, and how many times am I gonna have to run this process? And she started laughing because that's not what it's about. It's where you're putting plastic over areas of your life, where you're saving, where you're hoarding, where you're putting things back for a better day. And she gave me an example, and I don't remember the example she gave me, but I remember immediately what came up for me. So when I was a teenager, my mom redid the living room, and she had a black and white shag carpet put in and like this little crystal chandelier that almost looked like one of those 80 kind of balls, disco balls. She had black leather couches put in. I mean, she created this really nice space. And we were only ever able to go in that room at Christmas time. That was the only time. She would put everything under the tree, and then at Christmas time we could go in and unwrap the presents. If company came over, she would take them into the room. But if our friends came over, they were not company and they were not allowed in that room. And since then, I have learned other areas where I have plasticized my life because I started recognizing it. So when my husband was alive, when we were moving houses, we had china that I had never used before. But I love that china. I bought that china. I picked the pattern. I so wanted that china. And I told him when we were moving, let me pack that box because if I don't, it's going to break. So number one, I created that. Basically, I was teaching myself a lesson. So everywhere we've taught ourselves a lesson by saying, if I don't do this, you're going to. Can you destroy and uncreate all that? Yeah. And then I'm going to run the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. I'll put the link below. It's right or wrong, good or bad, pot or pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. You can go to theclearingstatement.com and see what that means. I would suggest people memorize it. But anyway, I'll be using that a few times during this conversation. So, of course, the china, he packed the box, the china got to the house, and it was broken. And I cried, and I cried, and I was furious with him. I told you not to pack that box. I wanted to do it. I knew this was going to happen. China has to be packed delicately. And I'm crying over something I've never even used in my life. I had it before I was married to him. We'd been married for, 7 or 8 years, and we had never used it. And I knew at the time something was really strange about that, and that I was so upset over something I had never used, and I'm thinking about how much it cost me, and that's plasticizing your life. If you're going to purchase something and you're not going to use it, what are you doing? Who are you being? Are you being your mother? Are you being your father? Are you being your parents? How have you become the victim of your parents' reality? Because I literally became a victim of my parents' reality, and there was lots of things in my life. You only use it on special occasions. Anything that is, can you destroy it and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. This is the thing that we set aside for company. What, we're not good enough to be in the company of ourselves? Everything that is good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. The reason why this came up for me again today was yesterday I was in the shower. I've been doing a lot of clearing because somehow something shifted on the planet last Thursday afternoon for me. And I started getting some freedom of actually being able to do a lot of access work. And I have been. And I was in the shower and I'm using this stinky hotel, those little things of hotel soap that you get. And it had some perfume in it. And it didn't work for my body, but I'm using it, which is crazy. And I recognize that as I'm standing there. I got out of the shower. I threw it in the trash can. And of course, the thought came up, people are starving in Africa, which my dad used to say to me. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Interesting point of view. He had that point of view. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view, that he has that point of view. And everywhere I have my dad's interesting point of view, can I destroy and uncreate it all? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And then a second thing came up about people are floating on the Nile and they could use this soap. Like, seriously, I don't even know where that came from. So everything that was good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. I just clear it as those strange thoughts come through. Because who knows at what lifetime I was over on the Nile and didn't have soap and needed it. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. So I finally threw the soap in the trash and I cleared all my interesting points of view because I was wasting. So everywhere you think you're wasting something, instead of letting go of something that doesn't work in your life, can you destroy and uncreate all that? Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. We've been told that we're wasteful, that somebody else could use it. Seriously, could I give somebody a half-used bar of soap? Would they accept that as a gift? Would that create more for them, or would they wonder, what is up with her? So, we've plasticized things in our life. And this morning I got up and I'm like, the last time we had a disaster, I Marie Kondoed a couple of rooms, and one of them was the bathroom. I went through and everything I used partway. So I have this interesting thing that happens that I'll start using something that has a scent in it, and eventually I'll get allergic to the scent because my body does not like perfumes. It likes natural products, and I have been this way since I was a child. So I had put these shampoos and creams and deodorants and stuff under the sink just in case I ever needed it, knowing I'm not going to be able to use it because it's going to make me break out from head to toe. So everywhere you've done one of those fun things, can you destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And so when I Marie Kondoed, I did 2 bathrooms, I did a closet, and I did my whole back trance room. And I knew when I Marie Kondoed everything, I was going to have to go through and do it another time. So in Marie Kondo, she says, if it doesn't spark joy, you let it go. And so I had let go of all those old products, but there were some things that still sparked joy that I kept. And some of them were these $32 soaps that I have never used. And at the time I was like, oh, and I remembered buying it, and they're so pretty, and they have some essential oils in it, and I've never used them. And I've been using those little bitty soaps that you get in hotel rooms. And I am like, okay, where am I being my mother? Where am I being my father? My father was the one that only gave us 2 squares of toilet paper because there was 5 kids. Everywhere we learn from our parents, can we destroy and uncreate it all? Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And how have you become a victim of your parents' reality? Because I have become a victim of my parents' reality, and I am stepping out of victimhood now. I demand no longer victimhood. One of the things that we do when we're hoarding or we're keeping something back and we're not using it is we're telling the universe we don't deserve more of it, and we're not going to get more of it. We're actually limiting ourselves, we're limiting our creative capacities, we're limiting our money, we're limiting everything. So I go in to get a bar of soap, and I got these beautiful soaps. And I'm like, OMG, I've had these soaps forever. I opened one up to see if it even still had a scent to it, because essential oils will evaporate. It still had a scent. It's still a really good soap. And I used it this morning, and it was wonderful. And I'm like, here I am. I thought I was done plasticizing my life, and this is another example of it. And everywhere I'm not creating more for me by hoarding or saving it for a rainy day or saving it for that special occasion when the special occasion never shows up. And everywhere you're doing that, can you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So I came up with a couple of clearings, and I'm going to give you these clearings, and then I would suggest to you that you go under your bathroom sink or where you keep your cleaning supplies, where you find, this didn't actually clean, but I'm saving it just in case. In case of what? Yeah, everything that is. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And everywhere you're hearing your mother and father's voice. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And everywhere you think, just in case that it's the end of the world. Right now, we are in a very funky time. Not the end times, at least in my interesting point of view. But we're in a funky time. And even though we're in this funky time, are people using that bottle of shampoo that doesn't work? No! Are you going to use that cleaning product that doesn't clean? No! So everything that is, everywhere you're hoarding stuff, everywhere you are making the product bigger than you, can you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Everywhere things are not contributing to our life, we need to let them go. And as we let them go, more things come towards us. So, our clearings. What creation of plasticizing your life are you using to validate other people's realities? Everything that is, times a godzillion, when you destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. I have a little plastic sheet of paper with my questions on it. So I'm going to be reading off of that. So what secret agenda are you using to plasticize your life? Are you choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion when you destroy it and create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. What secret agenda are you using? Who does that belong to? What have you told yourself about you? I don't deserve it. I don't need it. I had a friend, and she was married. She used to have these panties that she'd wear out on dates when she was single. And, of course, she never wore them for her husband because they met accidentally, and then it was just spontaneous combustion, and they got married. And so he always wanted her to wear those panties, but those were special panties. Those were date panties, and now she was married, so she couldn't wear her dating panties. And when he finally convinced her to get in them, they didn't fit. And everywhere, all that stuff you have no longer fits your life, but you're still not willing to give it up. Can you let it go now? Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. There was some secret agenda she had with herself about those panties. They're not miraculous. You're the one that's miraculous. You're the one that creates miracles, not the panties, not the hair product, not the great smelling perfumes. So everywhere you're hoarding all of this stuff instead of adding it to your miraculous body to make you feel better and to allow you to get things done and create more, can you destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. What if you decided you are unwilling to be or do that would generate everything you have ever desired in your life? Everything that is where you destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Are you hoarding the rightness of your upbringing? When you hoard, or you starve, or you cut off, or you limit access to, you're actually creating a world of no money. You're not saying this is contributing to me, I'm using it, and I've got that energetic flow going. You're actually saying, I have enough. Don't give me any more. Yeah. So we want to let that go. So now I'm going to give you the question that they had for us with this body process. Because every once in a while there'll be a body process, and then there'll be a clearing that goes along with them. And this is a really good clearing, and maybe you need to do this clearing. Maybe you need to stop this, write it down, do it over and over again, and then go tackle your kitchen sink, then go tackle your bathroom, under the bathroom cabinet, whatever you need to tackle. Maybe it's your closet, where you have clothes that you wore 20 years ago that no longer fit. You know, because when you can fit back into them, they're going to be out of date, out of style, and you're not going to want to wear them. You're going to want new things. You're going to actually require new things because you're going to be a different person than you were when you wore that 10 or 15 years ago. So everything that is, and everywhere you're still trying to convince yourself you need those products, those pieces of clothes, the china you're never going to use. What if you started using it? Because now I had real silver, and when I moved to Dallas, I started using the real silver for everyday silverware. It was just like, oh, I have this, I'm going to use it. And then someone gifted me, oh, it was a beautiful gift. Thank you, Mark. Gifted me some gold-plated silverware. So now I use my gold-plated silverware. And some of them are starting to tarnish because I'm using it every day. And I actually had someone that came to my house and said, why are you using these? You know these are for everyday use. And I said, yes, they are. They are for everyday use. In my home, they make me feel good every time I stick that gold fork in my mouth. The food tastes better. So that's just my interesting point of view. I'm going to use this stuff that I have now. I've let go of most of the things, except I still found soap. So I decided this is the question I'm going to ask myself today. What infinite lack of energy, space, consciousness, and choice are you using to invoke, perpetuate, and endure the plasticity of reality instead of the elasticity of reality you could be choosing? Are you choosing everything that is when you destroy it and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, hawk, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah, and I can still feel shifts in my body when I do this question. And I'm sure there's other areas of my life where I am hoarding something instead of actually creating more by using it and moving on to the next thing. So, where are you plasticizing your life? And everything that is, can you destroy it and create it now? Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Again, my name is Donna Brown. I live in Dallas, Texas. I hope to either meet you in class one day or you come to one of my classes. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel.